This week we pick up where we left off in the previous vlog. So I spent a few days out in West Texas on this tornado story and some Border Patrol related packages. We did news gathering as well as live hits. Around.
Chief's gonna get with Allie, see if she
Oh,
wants
right
to
now.
do questions.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, sir. I'm anxious to run the Burano on some of these broadcast news assignments, but it's missing a feature and it's prevented me from bringing it out. And that's typically on a day, I'll go out and news gather at some point where I'm recording in camera. And then I need to feed all of that footage directly from the camera via the live view back to the station so they can start the edit. And while the footage is feeding, I'll be setting up for our live shot that will ultimately bookend the package. And with the Burano, it's like my FX3 in that you can only play one clip at a time, and then the user has to press next clip and press play. And well, I can't sit there and babysit a play out of all of my footage because I need to be working on other things. So I'm hopeful that'll get added in a future, maybe 2.1 firmware update. I put that request in with Sony. It doesn't appear it made it in the 2.0, but I hope they can make it happen in the future. Just had a nice barbecue lunch at the Sanderson Border Patrol Station with the Chief of the Border Patrol, Chief Owens, and Sheriff Cleveland from Terrell County here in Texas. That was a pretty neat experience. I'm frustrated. Beck didn't want to come out this week and work. He wanted some time off because, he's put in 2 weeks of basically full-time employment with me, which is the first time he's gone that long, so it's understandable. And, it's kind of boring and repetitive. I get it. And today's been like the first exciting day and new experience. Would have been excellent for him. We actually got to attend the muster for the shift change. It just happened. No cameras in there. It was just, we were invited as we've been doing a ride along today. Neat experience. I wish my boy was here. Tell you this too, I think it's 90 degrees, but this West Texas weather is much more agreeable to my sinuses and general disposition than humid South Texas. I can sit out here all day long, I'm just fine, as long as I'm in the shade. And my nose is cleared up for the first time in months. Here comes my correspondent and the chief's wife, whose name escapes me at the moment. Shoot.
Yeah, hey Connell. So tomorrow, of course, marks 1 week since the president made that announcement, but we actually just talked with Chief Jason Owens, the Chief of Border Patrol, actually his first conversation since that executive action was announced, and he actually said not much is going to change until the messaging gets back to these countries that all of these thousands of people are leaving from and crossing our southern border each and every day. So let's get into some of these numbers because people, not just Jason Owens, but others on the front lines telling us that
AC update. I put some foam in to block off the cold air getting blown into the return. So that's been solved. I gotta figure out where the temperature probe is because it says it's 15C. And it is not. It is hot out here. So it's sampling. It's gotta be in the return air box. So it's getting that temperature. But here's no surprise, but it's 95 outside, 40% humidity. I'm running in eco mode, the fan's on 3, so it's pretty high. It's hot. I mean, my body, my core here is cool, but my head and feet are roasting because of these uninsulated panels. The sun is on my head side and I can feel the sheet metal radiating hotness. Same for the doors over here that are getting hit by the sun. So obviously, I'm going to insulate these 3 sides, and then I'm going to order the blackout curtains. They're pretty inexpensive on Amazon, and I'll probably do an 1-inch wooden dowel up here to hang them. What I'm thinking.
Our Allie Bradley just spoke with the head of the U.S. Border Patrol, the first comments that he has made since the policy was put into place, the best in the business along the southern border. Allie Bradley joins us live once again. Allie, I saw some of the interview and the comments, fascinating, great interview, and I guess one of the takeaways is he doesn't think this is going to get it done, essentially.
Yeah, so we just spoke with Border Patrol Chief Jason Owens. He exclusively told us that they are grateful something is being done here, Blake, but the reality is they need those numbers down to 1,500, right? We keep fixating on this 2,500, but he says those numbers need to be even fewer, less than what we're seeing, half of what we're seeing. And so right now, he says the only way that they're going to make any progress here is if the migrants know that they have to go through the ports legally. Take a listen to what he said.
I think it'll have an impact if everybody is able to do their part. I don't see it shutting off anytime soon unless and until it starts to have that impact where the migrants get the message that, hey, if you want to come into this country, you need to come in through a port of entry.
Langtree, Texas, the Eagle's Nest at the edge of the Rio Grande. Driven by this a few times, never stopped. So now's my opportunity. We got like an hour and a half of light remaining. Figured I'd throw the drone up and check her out. I don't even see any water down there. It's pretty. Oh, just cleaning trash out of the van, resetting batteries. I went through 9 bricks today. I mean, they weren't all depleted, but multiple devices requiring batteries. So just cleaning out the cab here at dinner before. I don't want to open the van up at the hotel and advertise the contents. Get everything reset, cab empty before I roll up to the hotel. I'm just gonna haphazardly place this here for the moment. What other junk we got in here? We got a coat hanger, that's fine. That awesome shoot at the hotel. Beck pocketed some snacks. I actually ate a bag of popcorn. Sorry, Beck. Ate your popcorn. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, these need to charge. Just hide that there. Be fine. Charger's going into the hotel room with me. I need to measure some terminal block sizes to order some more electrical parts. But kind of heat stroked out. Yeah, I think it was a 13-hour day today, including this drive from wherever I was to I'm in Del Rio. My very first News Nation assignment. Had dinner at this Rudy's and stayed in that Holiday Inn. It's been like almost 3 years.
I'm just grateful. Dave has a fan out here and he has a like canopy. We're like MVP today. I know. I mean, if it's 100+ degrees, you gotta have something, right? We just found 5 additional unaccompanied juveniles just outside of Eagle Pass. Now that does include 2 boys that you see right here from Honduras. They are ages 5 and 7. Lieutenant Oliveira is telling us that they both had note cards attached to them with addresses that were for Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Now sources tell us that they have encountered more than 300 juveniles yesterday alone across the southern border. No adults in sight, but the reality here is that family units have always had a better chance at staying than single adults, pointing out concerns that smugglers will place children with single adults in order to remain in the country. The San Diego sector, which is currently the busiest for migrant encounters, El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells says that he has concerns for these children as well. Take a listen.
Jesse, so big key detail this planning will offer deportation protections for undocumented immigrants already here in the U.S., living here for at least 10 years and also married to U.S. citizens. But it will also create a major hurdle.
So immigrant rights groups continue to have criticism for the Biden administration. He already faces potential lawsuits from several other of these immigrant rights groups who say that his latest border executive action is similar to Trump's policy back in 2016 that was actually blocked by the courts. Now, a key detail under Biden's latest executive action is that asylum processing at the border is supposed to be halted.
Got a 90-minute break until our next hits, and I'm parked in the shade. Beck's up front, the engine's running, keep the forward AC running. Got the AC running off the battery. This thing came with number 6 wire, which I had to extend a few feet. You can see those heat shrinks by the faucet. Extended a little bit. I'm using number 4, a gauge heavier, and I think this whole thing should be run with number 4 because the number 6 is getting a little warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. Particularly where it's in that chafe sheathing, this black stuff. Acting as an insulator, so I guess you can't see the rest of the run. So I'm thinking I'm gonna remove all this original, get up on the roof and run number 4 the whole way. It's cool. The compressor has not shut off.
So Adrian, we just left San Diego, where it's a sector that's getting impacted with migrants from all over the world, and we were there on the ground. We have not seen this latest executive action even deter the slightest. We continue to see big groups of migrants.
And my big takeaway, Adrian, from being there in the San Diego sector is that migrants don't fear any consequences as of now of being deported or their asylum processing being halted.
From Turkey to crack this case is once again raising issues when it comes to the issue of national security and immigration. You see the names closely with officials from Turkey to crack this case is once again raising issues when it comes to the issue of national security and immigration. You can see the names of the 4 individuals on the screen here. Now, according to the U.S. Treasury Department, Adam Kazmirzaev is accused of being a leader of ISIS and is a
I kept meeting actually migrants in San Diego that were crossed illegally. Then 48 hours later, were already street released into the community with NTAs, and we're headed to another part of the country.
Friends have set up a GoFundMe page that McDonald still is recovering. Julian was described as having a heart of gold and was always there for his community. The forensic personnel are investigating the electrical malfunction that caused Killian's death and Zambrano's injuries. Additionally, Warren's murder nearly a year after it happened. Police say the 23-year-old murdered a woman in El Salvador in January 20.
Yeah, that's right, Nick. Martinez Hernandez's criminal history actually stretches not only state but international borders, and it's because another one of his alleged crimes that local law enforcement and the FBI were able to link him nearly a year later to Rachel Morin's murder. Now, police say that the 23-year-old killed a woman back in January of 2023